Oh no, chat. YouTube frogs are about to bash us again. It's fine, guys.
Oh, I didn't see you there. What am I reading, you ask? Well, just one of the best-selling books on Amazon right now. With millions of sales and almost 20,000 5-star reviews, this book has been absolutely blowing up, especially on TikTok, or Book Talk, as the kids call it. Thousands and thousands of women, in particular, have been raving about this piece of literature. What piece of literature is it, you may ask? Well, Morning Glory Milking Farm, of course. A popular romance novel about a young woman down on her luck who does what every young woman does when facing financial struggle. She starts an OnlyFans. Does what every young woman does when facing financial struggle. Novel.
I'm not follow for that one, dummy.
Down on her luck who does what every young woman does when facing financial struggle. She starts an OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding. She wouldn't degrade herself like that. She gets a job jerking off monsters.
That's right, the Morning Glory Milking Farm.
I have been reading Morning Glory Milking Farm since last night, and I'm obsessed.
This was a good time. It did not disappoint.
If this
What the
book
fuck
is trash.
What the fuck is this? I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention because I was too busy reading the stupid bait fucking chat. But what the fuck?
Literature is it, you may ask? Well, Morning Glory Milking Farm, of course. A popular romance novel about a young woman down on her luck who does what every young woman does when facing financial struggle. She starts an OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding. She wouldn't degrade herself like that. She gets a job jerking off monsters.
Oh.
That's right, the Morning Glory Milking Farm.
I have been reading Morning Glory Milking Farm since last night, and I'm obsessed.
This was
What?
A good time. It did not disappoint.
If this book is trash, then I am a fucking raccoon. Give me all of the garbage.
Get your eyeballs on this because it is so good.
Okay, dude. That's crazy. That's insane.
I regret to inform you that there is a new epidemic. An epidemic that many have yet to discuss. And that epidemic is female Gooners.
Stop, bro. Stop. No. Stop.
Epidemic is female Gooners. Now, for those of
This
you
is like millennial Gooners, bro. Do not fucking bunch me up with them.
where Gooner is internet slang for someone addicted to porn, and smut is slang for dark romance novels, otherwise known as porn. Many correct about the dangers of porn addiction with men, how it can destroy their lives and their relationships, and most men know the material they consume is weird. That is why they are ashamed of it. That is why they delete their browser history. That is why they go incognito mode. But these bitches freaks out here. They display their smut openly in bookstores. They proudly pose in front of their smut collections. They discuss their smut openly on TikTok. They go to smut conventions and get choked out by 9-foot-tall shirtless wendigos. Now, I know what you are thinking. Shoe, isn't this the pot calling the kettle degenerate? Yes. Yes, it is. But have you considered it takes one to truly know one?
That's true!
Women are strange, fascinating creatures. For centuries, men have tried to figure us out. Our mood is affected by the tides and the moon. We bleed for 5 days and don't die. By painting my face, I can instantly shapeshift from a 4 to a 6. We are truly mysterious, magical creatures. But one of the most mysterious aspects of women to men is our sexuality. You see, us women are not like those disgusting moids. No, we are sophisticated. We are evolved. We don't watch videos of strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together. No, we read about strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together. It's different, okay? You don't understand. It's okay when we do it. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the rapidly growing popularity of dark romance on TikTok and the recent dark romance convention that ended in disaster. Let's take a break from all this depressing political news and
Fire.
talk about something silly. Not that
Fire!
those
Fire! Okay, sorry. I'm just so
political
happy.
things aren't important. Trust me, they are.
Are
You
you?
should be keeping up with politics and the news when you can. I know it can be difficult to do, but fear not. I have an app for that. So before we get into this video, let's quickly give a shout out to our sponsor, Ground News. Ground News is a website and an app that
Hey,
gives readers an
W
easy way to read
sponsor.
the
Hey,
This
W
is talking about your
sponsor.
plan. Basically,
Hey.
the price you are for sponsoring this video, and thank you, viewer, for not skipping the ad.
Fuck. Got me. Fucking got me, bro. She doesn't know. Oh, how does she know? How does she know?
Right. So let's get back to the video.
How does she know?
Is a very interesting place, and any book fans out there know how it has absolutely destroyed the hobby of
God,
literature
red-handed,
and just
dude.
flooded it with absolute slop. Spicy slop. You see, books on TikTok are not rated by how well they are written or how good the characters are. No, they are rated by the spice. And what does spice mean? Porn. It means porn. Spice level is very important to book talkers. How much spice
Hey,
does a book
Dumpy, thank you for the prime 5 months. Thank you.
have? What are the spiciest books they have ever read? How spicy is the book they're currently reading? Spice, spice, spice. The spiciest book going viral on BookTok lately is none other than Morning Glory Milking Farm by C.M. Nascosta. Violet is a typical down-on-her-luck millennial, mid-20s, overeducated, and drowning in debt. Oh my god! She's just like me! On the verge of moving into her parents' basement, when a lifeline appears in the form of a very unconventional job in the neighboring Cambric Creek. She has no choice but to grab it with both hands. Morning Glory Farm offers full-time hours, full benefits, and generous pay with no experience needed. There's only one catch. The clientele is grade A certified prime beef. With the manly, meaty endowments to... Okay.
Morning Glory Milking Farm is actually a profound critique of late-stage capitalism and toxic masculinity. In this
What? We got that? What? This is what we got from the thing?
text, we see that the tingling sensation in her coochie is actually the tingling sensation of a Marxist revolution.
What? What? How did you, what? You got that from a smut book? What?
This is every fucking breadtube video to me, dude. This is every Jack Saint video. So I actually read the book myself, and I'm not gonna lie.
Is it good?
The 19th Amendment needs to be abolished. So, like I said, the story is basically this millennial named Violet, and she gets a job basically working at Big Pharma in Narnia, where they harvest Minotaur milk to make Viagra for human males.
What?
And I read the whole thing. Probably gonna be put on some kind of watch list. But listen, this is my job, okay? I'm not out here, like, selling feet pics or something. What I do is far more dignified and normal. Now, let's take a look at some of these notes I wrote. Let's see. Big dick and balls. At one point, she says the term, and I quote, the seam of his sack. So I'm reading this and
What does
the whole
that
time I'm thinking, like,
mean?
okay, he probably has like a human head.
What does that mean? What the fuck? I feel like this is actually gonna be like sacks have a seam down the middle. They have a line going down it. Oh, she's talking about balls. Okay, got it. His balls, Annie. They're talking about his balls.
Seam of his sack. So I'm reading this and the whole time I'm thinking, like, okay, he probably has like a human head, right? He probably like looks something like this, like, you know, just a dude with like horns. Then I see the official artwork. That's a cow.
Is this
Bro is a
bestiality?
cow. Bro is a straight up cow. In a few parts they're being intimate and it will be like his hooves clip-clopped. My hooves will tear up your sheets. And it's like,
Oh.
I'm sorry, his what?
So
At
it's
one point, she just
okay. So is this like a furry? Okay, so this is a furry book basically. So millennials are reading furry books. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. At that point, they might as well just like play VR chat, man. I don't know. I feel like
Your
these women would
and
fit
it's like,
right in with VR chatters.
I'm sorry, his what? At one point, she describes kissing him. And I swear to God, it was more disgusting than anything else described in this book. She's like describing how big and wide his mouth is and how big and like slimy his tongue is. She's like describing this shit and you're just like, that's a cow. I mean, we are at a solid 5.5 on the Barbeau scale here. This is dangerous territory, folks. Also,
what's up, Ash?
there's his ass.
She pegs him! What is happening? What is going on? The fanfic I was reading recently was like a Beauty and the Beast of Rengoku. And it was so beautiful, by the way. It was so perfect. So perfect. So perfect. It was so good. I'm not finished with it, but it was so fucking good. But what the fuck are people reading? I'll be so for real. I read fanfics of like characters, dude. I'll be so honest. You know what I mean? I still use Wattpad and I still use AO3 and but mostly Wattpad, and then I'll look for Tumblr authors that make like really good fucking stories still. And the one that I've been reading is like a Beauty and the Beast version of like Demon Slayer, but it's like Rengoku. And it's so good. It's so beautifully told, by the way. It's like, oh. It's like, oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yaoi fanfic. Rengoku and who? It's Rengoku X Reader, okay? Leave me alone. Okay, leave me alone. I just said I read fanfics. What the fuck? What do you think that means?
Also, f***ers his ass. She f***ers the cow's ass. By the way, if you want an uncensored version of this video and all my videos, Patreon. Go to Patreon, become a member. All members get the uncensored version of every video, so you can hear me
Dude,
talk
I
about
fucking love Beauty and the Beast retellings. They're so good. 9 out of 10. Dude, they did one. It was Princess and the Frog, and it was Giyu. Giyu was the I didn't get to read that one, but I wanted to. And I love Princess and the Frog. Beauty and the Beast and Princess and the Frog are like my top. Like, I think they're the only Disney movies that I've ever liked, like princess Disney movies.
members get the uncensored version of every video, so you can hear me talking about and f***ing a cow's asshole. Is that what you freaks want? Anyway, I like how in this fantasy world, student loans still exist. Like, we can imagine a world with minotaurs and humans in a relationship, but we can't imagine a world without student loans. Sad. Oh, and he has one of those bull rings, like the nose ring theory septum rings. And in this world, that means, like, you're married, but apparently he's divorced. The man is divorced. This is a divorced cow with a cow ex-wife. The lore is deep, folks.
What the fuck is happening?
Though, has to be when they go on a date. I need to just read this to you. When the bill arrived, she attempted to pull a handful of carefully folded bills from her wristlet before he stopped her. No, that's absolutely not happening. Put that away. She'd not thought about it until the day after their first dinner together, realizing that in mortification that she ought to have attempted to pay her half. What kind of feminist are you? She asked herself. She couldn't remember the last time she'd been out and hadn't paid for her half, including her coffee date with Carson Tinsley. She had come
Low-key, this has got to be AI. There's no way.
prepared that night, several weeks of her tips smoothed and tucked into her wristlet. But I didn't even offer to pay half the other night and shouldn't have Violet, if the commanding rumble of his voice hadn't silenced her. The heat of his hand dropping to her knee would've. I don't want you to feel that you don't have any agency here. I might be the one giving all the orders, but you hold all the cards. Your comfort is the only thing that counts right now. And if I overstep, I want you to know you can tell me so. But that's not happening. Don't think I'm unaware we're at different points in our careers. You can say no, you can say you don't want to see me again, you can tell me to stop coming to the farm when you're working. It's dinner, not a down payment of your time. But I'm in a position to comfortably spoil someone. So when you're with me, I'm spoiling you. End of story. She was a good feminist, she told herself, and she definitely couldn't be bought. But if he had suggested at that moment that he would have appreciated a blowjob, she would have fallen face first on his cock.
What kind of smut is this? What? It's not even like... What is this? It's not even like a good. It's not even like good smut. What the fuck? It's like people aren't even trying anymore, man. What the fuck? Oh my
That
god.
he would have appreciated a blowjob. She would have fallen face first on his cock with an open mouth without a shred of hesitation. Inside
Okay.
every woman, there are two wolves. Or two bowls. The strong, independent girl boss and the submissive, doting housewife. And in the presence of a masculine man, or a farm animal, she will fold like a lawn chair and instantly return to factory settings.
It's dinner, not a down payment for your time. But I'm in a position to comfortably spoil someone, so when you're with me, I'm spoiling you. End of story. I said, okay, I highlighted that paragraph for myself.
Clean up aisle 5. So that's what I thought of it. But what did other people think of it? What are the reviews on this book? This book has a 4.1 on Amazon with 21,000 ratings and a 3.6 on Goodreads with nearly 60,000 ratings. Let's just read some random ones here. Hear me out. Hear me out. A milking good time. Sweet and creamy.
What the fuck?
Spice is spicing. I was very leery of starting this because I thought it was just gonna be porn. The plot is pretty good. The plot?
The plot.
This is like the new, I read Playboy for the articles. Like, sure you do. A Victorian child. 5 stars. I'll never look at a jug of milk the same. I think I'm
What?
lactose intolerant now. So that happened. Our eyes will never see the gates of heaven. 1 star. Not a helpful guide. This book failed to teach me how to milk a cow, and now my family has no food for the winter. 1 star. Accidentally ordered while on pain medication after an operation. Gave this to my mom as a joke gift for Christmas. You what? Sigh. Why can't human males be more like this? Tall, rich, and handsome are no longer enough, boys. Now you have to be a 9-foot-tall creature from Greek mythology with a 13-inch dick. I never want to hear from another person about how they read 100 books in a year if this is the kind of slop they are consuming.
Yeah, no
Well,
kidding.
Ronald, man detected. This isn't for you. This is for women. So take your ass back to Barely Legal Babysitter 5 or whatever the f you watch that is so morally superior than this. Let him who is without sin cast the first stone, okay? God bless America. It's great to live in a country where I can casually enjoy cozy erotica about a young woman who milks her way to financial security and true love with a minotaur. This is what freedom looks like, and I intend to fully enjoy it before the Supreme Court takes this right away next. If this is what freedom looks like, I'm really rethinking my stance on freedom, not gonna lie. Maybe we should have less of it. All I know is if Donald Trump takes the monster porn, we are going to make 2020 look like a picnic, okay? Bull cock matters. Edit that out. Editor, edit that out. Women are going to be picking up Animal Farm now, like, where's the horse cock? Some of you people owe a certain streamer an apology because this book has way too many 5 stars. Some of you are lying. So after buying this book, Amazon has given me a few interesting recommendations. Would you like to see them?
Sure.
I accidentally summoned a demon boyfriend. That time I got drunk and saved a demon. Gentling the beast.
These sound like ASMR titles. Ideas? Fuck no, bro.
Few interesting recommendations. Would you like to see them? I accidentally summoned a demon boyfriend.
I'm sure that you can find this title as an ASMR. Are they just ripping their ideas from ASMR?
That time I got drunk and saved a demon. Gentling the beast. Cupcakes for my orc enemy. Mane of my existence. The gargoyle and the spinster. The widow and the orc.
Wait, they're just
Hoarded.
monster fuckers. What the fuck is this? What is this? What is this?
Gentling the beast. Cupcakes for my orc enemy. Mane of my existence. The gargoyle and the spinster. The widow and the orcs. Hoarded by the dragon. There's something about dragons. Getting it on with gargoyles. Gotten by the gator. Mated to the mountain bear. Oh, so this is why they chose the bear. The billionaire orc. Moth manager. Wolves and whipped cream. The wolf in my tavern. Pounded by produce.
What?
Are these the books the Nazis burned?
My husband only reads finance and sci.
Are these the books the Nazis burned?
My reads finance
What
and
the
sci-fi books, and
fuck?
so I think it's about time that I introduce him to some real literature. So the first book that I would like to introduce you to
Oh,
is called
no.
Morning Glory Milking Farm. And it's not...
Why would you introduce that to your husband? Yo, why would you do that to him? What is the matter with you? Stop! 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 This is not a safe place!
It's not a normal milking farm like with cows. What it is it's big, bulky minotaurs, and it's a special type of milking.
See, honey, she's his stepsister, and she got stuck in the washing machine. Women on TikTok are openly, proudly talking about the porn they consume and getting mad at people when they make fun of it. I hereby ban men from reacting to romantasy on TikTok. Best-selling romantasy books like A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Fourth Wing contain descriptions of hot sex. I feel like that's common knowledge, if not their primary purposes. But in recent months, book talk has become full of men clutching their pearls while reacting to steamy scenes from these popular female-centered books. Obviously, this is all a massive performance. We live in the age of OnlyFans. The odds are that these men have seen actual porn that defies the laws of physics and God. Over 90% of men between the ages 16 and 73 watch porn in any...
But the difference is this is like I feel like the difference is that this is like a fantasy, of course. You know what I mean? It is 100% a fantasy that people like read stuff like this. You know what I mean? This is something that would not happen in this universe. Okay? And all right, I don't know, man. I feel like I would 100%, if I were to come out and say that I was reading a book like that, I would hope that someone looks at me weird and not applause me for it, because I'm like, what the fuck? Oh my goodness, man. Oh. Elon is still trying to make cat girls. Yeah, that's a new level of schizo.
Random month. There's statistically no way all of these guys are shocked by the sex itself. What they are gawking at is sex from the perspective of female desire, scenes that depict women coming first and frequently. And what they are surprised by is the women they know love these scenes. In one video, a guy declares, "Now I know why women enjoy book clubs and wine." But his astonishment in itself is astonishing. Like, what do you think adult women were into? Not having sex and drinking wine? Grow up. Imagine a group of men sitting around drinking wine, discussing the porn they watch. That is what you guys are essentially doing. It's just funny, okay? Like, it's funny. Are we really going to pretend that a story about a young woman getting a job milking mythical creatures to pay off her student debt is not funny? It's funny. If that makes me a sexist, misogynist, you got me. To act like you are so different and above the other Gooners is just, it's silly. I'm sorry, but you are no different than Joe Schmo jorking it to fat booty Latinas in Space 12. You're sitting there all high and mighty, one hand on the book, acting like you're so superior because you can perfectly envision a horse cock spinning 360 degrees in your mind. I'm not impressed. The scenes these men are reading, to many people, myself included, are insanely sexy. But purely in terms of the acts being described, they aren't all that lurid. And as many of the comments on these videos point out, there is much wilder stuff out there. For example, these men have clearly not yet discovered knotting, a popular term in romantasy right now that involves werewolves whose penises get so swollen after sex.
I feel like sometimes, I don't know, man. Yeah, I know what I said. Yeah, I know what I said. I know what I said. I know what I said. It's just, it's so weird to hear someone actually be into it. You know what I mean? I don't think I've ever, like I said it, I remember saying it like until he's nodded. But like, I don't think I actually, it's never like crossed my mind where it's like turned me on. You know what I mean? And it's like, whoa, this actually turns people on. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. I feel like we gotta get that one checked because that's crazy. I meant it because I was going too far. You meant it in a literal term. Wait, it's not a meme to you guys? Yeah, I thought it was a meme. People are actually like into this kind of... Oh, no, man. See, sometimes we gotta like... Sometimes... Some of this shit has to be locked up in a cage. Yo, serious? Yeah, basically, that's how I feel. It's like, oh wait, yo, for real? Growing up, did you ever see dogs connected together, not realizing it was because of that? No, because we didn't. No, and if growing, no, I didn't see that stuff, to be honest. Because again, like I said, like my parents, I was pretty sheltered. But we only always had one dog, so you know, I didn't see that at all. And a lot of our dogs were either like, you know, we got their shit fixed when they were a puppy. You know what I mean?
They have to stay inside their partners until the swelling subsides. Oh!
Or however old they were.
Oh, honey, that's not a popular trend in romantasy. That's just a thing real dogs do.
Okay.
Oh, you just don't get it. You don't know what knotting is. What are these women reading,
That's
bro?
not- yeah, that's
Like,
crazy.
stupid, fucking, corny Hallmark thing, going home for Christmas to your hometown and falling in love with the cute farmer boy. What happened to that? We used to make fun of that. We truly did not know what we had until it was gone. Now women out here fantasizing about getting their asses clapped by demons and werewolves and goblins and ghouls. I remember when 50 Shades of Grey came out and people were like, oh my god, this is so crazy. Women are crazy. 50 Shades of Grey looks like missionary sex through a bedsheet for the sole purpose of procreation compared to the shit the average woman on TikTok is reading. At least Christian Grey was a human man and not a f***ing dog. You fantasize about dating the quiet, shy, nerdy girl. You know, she's innocent, she's pure, she's not like those other girls, like going out clubbing and hooking up with random men. No, she's at home, curled up by the fire in a blanket, reading a book, except that book is about f***ing a half man, half bull. Let me let you in on a little secret. The quiet, nerdy girl is way more of a freak than the average hoe. Are you kidding me? It's not even close. The average hoe might have a body count of like 15 or so, but the quiet, nerdy girl is fantasizing about getting back shots from Cthulhu. That is at least 100 bodies. Now listen. Close. The average hoe might have a body count of like 15 or so, but the quiet nerdy girl is fantasizing about getting back shots from Cthulhu. That is at least 100 bodies. Now listen, there's nothing inherently wrong with fantasizing, okay? There's nothing wrong with roleplay. You know, fiction is fiction, right? You know, you're not actually going to bang your stepsister, right? These women are not actually going to bang a cow. Or at least I hope not. We all know there is a difference between fantasy and reality. Well, what happens when they try to
I used to work with someone like that. She wrote books like that and it told us what she was working on. Would she like go into detail or something?
Into reality. Well, you get Sinners and Stardust.
What the fuck is this? Oh no.
What in the eyes wide shut is going on here? Sinners and Stardust was supposed to be a dark romance ball for romantasy authors and fans alike. So what's the big deal? Seems like a fun, sexy time, right? Maybe, if you're a woman. If you're a man, the night may have gone a little differently for you. Alright y'all, it appears I have to make a post that I'm frankly pretty goddamn upset I have to make. This post is for the readers who don't understand consent and boundaries only. A lot of you may know my good friend Anniepants. He's attended a signing of mine in the past and obviously is a musical artist. This past weekend, he attended Sinners and Stardust and probably had one of the most heartbreaking experiences. So listen, he's a man, right? But do we think that means it's okay to put your hands all over him without consent? Or to put your hands in his waistband or down his pants or touch his dick? Hello? Do we think it's okay to quite literally back him into a corner and touch all over him to the point that he literally cannot tell how many hands are on him and whose are whose? Do we think it's okay to send him into an actual panic attack because of this? Furthermore, do we think it's okay to interrogate him and insist he detail how he'd kidnap a woman despite him repeatedly saying he wouldn't do that and you know that shit is fiction, and then attempt to follow him when he tries to get away? And if that wasn't enough, during the time of this mob, him and another author received notification that an AirTag was tracking him, which showed on his person all the way to his hotel room. They molested this guy until he passed out from anxiety.
Bro, what the fuck? Yo, low key, am I allowed to say it? Women are fucking scary, man. What the fuck? Can I say that? Do we have the right to say that? Can I say that? Women are fucking insane. Hello? What the fuck? I feel like that's like not an excuse. You know what I mean? Like that's not an excuse to like I've been saying that for years. What the? Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god, dude. Why? That's like not an excuse to be that way, bro. Oh my fucking god.
And then they put a f***ing tracker on him in order to stalk him back to his hotel. This
Wow.
poor guy dressed like a character in one of the romantasy books at this romantasy convention full of women. That is like throwing roast beef into a pit of wolves. Or in this case, throwing a wolf into a pit of roast beef. I remember years ago, there was this thing called cosplay is not consent. Basically, it was a campaign to bring attention to the fact that people at conventions would often come up to women dressed in sexy costumes and just grope and grab them without their consent. Yeah, apparently we have to bring that back because these women did not get the memo. I've been a furry for over a decade and attended a lot of fur cons. Sure, sometimes weird shit happens, but honestly, I can't believe the dark romance crowd is out here acting like this. Like me and my buddies in our fursuits are more respecting of consent and bodily autonomy. Get your shit together, y'all. When the furries are calling you out for being freaks, you need to reflect. Something has gone horribly wrong. Not only were the men at this book talk convention assaulted, but women were also assaulted by women. Multiple women, including a performer, reported being assaulted there as well. Even an author there said she was groped and dragged away from her friends and said no matter how many times she said no, quote, "My words did nothing." May I remind you, this is a book convention, okay? For books. Literal BDSM clubs are more respectful than this. There needs to be more studies on how this stuff affects women's brains, because clearly some are unable to tell the difference between fantasy and reality.
Yeah, no
Ivy
kidding.
Lipton,
What the
a
fuck?
doctoral candidate in human sexuality, actually wrote about this for EV magazine. I don't know what a doctoral candidate in human sexuality is, but she's hot, so I trust her. Your brain on orgasms isn't neutral. Dopamine release during climax is a powerful conditioning agent. What you repeatedly fantasize about becomes necessary for arousal. If your erotic imagination centers around abuse, monstrous violence, and submission to non-human entities, your brain is reprogramming itself to crave just that.
Oh
It's not
no.
empowerment, it's neuroplasticity at its—
I don't get that though. I know it's a fantasy chat. I get it. And I know I shouldn't like, what's it called? Kink shame, but I don't get it how people like are into like being violent in a sense of arouse, like that's like arousing, you know what I mean? I would be like, oh. I don't understand it, and I will never want to understand it. Childhood plays a big part in that. Does it really?
darkest. Scientists, psychologists, and the general public
It's a
often
power
state that
thing.
men are visual
Oh.
and women are emotional. When it comes to sex, men can be turned on instantly by a sexual image despite their mood, and women need to be turned on emotionally to get in the mood. So it stands to reason that porn for men is visual and porn for women is in the mind. I'm not equating porn to smut novels because one is a video of two people actually having real sex and the other is, well, just words on paper. I am, however, talking about the effect on the consumer. We know watching porn is bad for the brain. That's been proven and only rejected by Gooners who don't want to give it up. But is reading smut bad? You might say, duh, that's the whole point. Okay, fair enough. So let me rephrase, is reading smut harmful? Should we shame people for things that are wrong, immoral, or harmful? In my line of work, I've been told many times that shame has no place in sex. But if I use my brain for 2 seconds, it's clear that line of thinking is nonsense. Incest should be shamed, bestiality should be shamed, pedophilia should be shamed. I'm not equating monster smut with these things, but there are 50 shades of gray, so to speak, along the spectrum of harmful. Conditioning your brain and body to associate pleasure with monsters, slavery, or sexual violence is not healthy. Basically, they're cooked. Like, women are cooked. They are frying their brains with this stuff. It's a pipeline, right? It's like the infamous evil alt-right pipeline. You know, you start watching Shoe0nHead, owning the feminists in 2015, and then in 2025, you're hailing Hitler, right? You know, the alt-right pipeline. And this one's like, you're reading Morning Glory Milking Farm, and the next thing you know, you're Mrs. Hands, right? Just say no. Just say no to monster porn. But why is monster smut so popular with women in particular? Like, you rarely see the opposite, and when you do, it's just like a girl with cat ears and fangs, or like a 10-foot tall dommy mommy. Yes! Women are like, I want to f the pollution monster from Fern Gully. So people on Reddit asked this very question. Let's see the responses. Why do you guys like monster romances?
Oh,
Asking
okay.
for a friend. Several reasons. One, human men are quite often terrible. Romance books with human men are already partly fantasy, but monsters just takes the fantasy bit further. Two, it's sort of human nature to imagine relationships with paranormal beings and creatures. We've been doing it in literature and art for centuries. It's just gotten a lot more graphic now, lol. Three, unique body forms / parts and so many different kinds of dicks. Scary, mean, terrifying creature is sweet to her, kind, takes care of her, protects her, works hard to be gentle, etc. Maximal escapism, minimal association to real-life assholes, the patriarchy, misogyny, and oppression of women, etc, etc. Because the monsters are less dangerous than dating actual men. As a fat woman of color, modern, contemporary, and even fantasy romances are hard to click to because they are almost always about thin white women and just too realistic, and romance in real life is not always attainable for fat women / women of color. In monster alien romance, though, my size doesn't matter, and it's easier to get into that headspace and enjoy it. I'm sick of the men on Earth and looking for some variety. Non-humans haven't betrayed and hurt me, so they feel like a safe haven, if that makes sense. Plus the unusual dick. Monsters have big, fun-shaped cocks. I love some bizarre peen. Unique genitalia. I don't know what I was expecting, honestly. A lot of women's smut, especially monster smut, is about submission, domination, forced breeding, non-consensual consent. The women are like conquered and taken and overpowered by these monsters. And I think many of these women are reading these books containing monsters and not men because masculinity and dominance in men has been completely demonized in modern society. But the truth is, many women still crave it. You see, the monsters in these stories have those like dominant masculine traits that women like so much, but they're not human men. They have all these traits women desire without the problematic baggage human men bring, without being the men they hate or have been told to hate. It is the perfect guilt-free slop. But they don't just want a wild dominant man, they want to tame a wild dominant man. Similar to when a man sees an art hoe with a nose ring, you can save her from her daddy issues. You can do it. It definitely won't backfire and ruin your life. Go for it. Go talk to her. With many women, there's this desire for like danger and aggression, but also the desire to tame that danger and aggression. The desire to be that special woman who can melt his heart. You see, my dragon boyfriend could rip me to shreds and kill me instantly, but he won't because he's nice and he loves me. But honestly, at the end of the day, just like the video I he won't because he's nice and he loves me. Honestly, at the end of the day, just like the video I made about a girl in a wheelchair where men were saying, this is the average male fantasy, and a bunch of women were like, you want to rape a disabled girl? When in reality, it was just a distilled manifestation of the average male fantasy, which is to protect and provide for a sweet woman and save her. This is like basically the flip of that, right? This is just the distilled manifestation.
Wait! Men! I have a recommendation. If you liked that anime movie, can you guys watch Sign of Affection? Oh, please. Men, please. I think you'll like it. Listen, if you like that movie, men, please watch Sign of Affection. It's so good. Please. I think you'll like it. Please. If you want that kind of relationship, it's so good. Please. Do what? Sign of Affection? Yeah, it's so good. Sign of Affection is one of my favorites. I feel like men that like romance. I feel like men that like romance were like where they're providing for the lady. Oh, you'll love Sign of Affection. It's so fucking good. It's so good. Oh my god. It's a show. It's a series. It's not a movie. But I know there's a movie where an anime movie where a guy is taking care of a girl in a wheelchair. And I haven't been able to see it. I don't know what the fuck it's called. But what about The Notebook? No, don't do that. That's your canon event. Don't fucking watch that. Do not watch that one. That one is a canon event. Do not watch that one. Do not fucking watch that one. Okay, watch Sign of Affection. If you liked that movie, please watch Sign of Affection. It's an anime. It's so good. It's so fucking good.
Basically the flip of that, right? This is just the distilled manifestation of the female fantasy. Men are seeing this and they're saying, what do you mean you want to milk a minotaur? When in reality, it's just to have a big, strong protector and provider swoop you up and save you. And like I said in that video, they're basically both the same fantasy. This is a tale as old as time, the princess being saved from the dragon by a knight in shining armor, whether the dragon be a wheelchair or student loans, you know? But in this case, the woman is being f***ed by the dragon and the knight sits in the corner and watches or something, I don't know. Maybe it's not that deep. There are some hungers better starved than fed. And maybe as women, for the sake of society, we have to starve our hunger for minotaur p***ness. Yeah, that's the moral of this video. So what do you guys think? What is your theory? Why is the monster romance genre so popular with women in particular? And who is your weirdest?
Listen, guys. Listen, I like the idea of like, I mean, I always say too, I want a big, strong man in my life. And it's true. I do want a big, strong man. You know what I mean? I want a big, strong man to come in and take care of me, but not in a sense of taking care of me for like my whole life, but you know, just to provide and tell me it's okay to be me, all right? Okay. But like, I think women want to, I think some women are scared to openly admit that they want to be provided for by a big, strong man in our society. And also, there are men out there too that want to take care of women in this society. They want to be the one to provide. But in this day and age, we can't have that. Sadly, we can't have that. So we're turning to porn and fantasies, bro. God forbid a guy wants to provide for his woman, but you know, you have toxic men saying that no, you're actually supposed to be the pro-dominant. Your woman's supposed to listen to you, actually. So they're like, oh yeah, you're right. And then you got women who are listening to other women about hating men. So it's like, what the fuck is happening? And don't even get me started about fucking the fucking rent. Why is the rent so high?
Be honest, I don't want to hear no Lola Bunny, okay? You all know mine already. It's not that he's rich, okay? He has an energy, okay? He has a vibe. You know what? Never mind. And I'll see you guys again really soon with a new video. Bye!
Yeah, that was a good video. That was a very good video. I like that video. We'll watch the average man fantasy next. We'll watch that one next. This is very good. You know what I mean?